time passes. And I wanted to talk about time a little, but mostly about one of the earliest ways that we used to measure time, which was how we measured time for thousands of years. We measured time by looking at the sky, by looking at the stars, by looking at the moon, and by looking at the sun. People used to be able to tell what time it was just by where the sun was. And now we've got watches to do this, but still, telling time from the sun is still totally possible and very cool. So today's their science demo is to make a sundial. And you might see sundials in gardens, but the thing about sundials in gardens, the flat ones, is that they're supposed to be at the equator. We are far, far, far north of the equator. We're thousands of miles away. So in order to correct for that, because otherwise we're going to get some incorrect time, we have this kind of sundial, which is set up for 40 degrees north latitude, which is where we are, coincidentally. So in the kit that we have this week, you will get a template to make your own. You'll have to fold it and cut it with scissors, and you'll have to put it together with tape. You will also have a map of the part of Swissvale that's closest to the library, and along with where north is, and some tips for how to make it better, and a pencil to serve as your guide for casting a shadow from the sun. And here's a couple other tips. You want your pencil to be perpendicular. That means if this is flat, you want it to be pointing straight out. Okay? You're going to want to fold these on the right one, so 40 degrees. And if you want to move it around a lot, you might consider taping all of it onto a cardboard box or something that you can move it around and keep the pencil steady. You will also need, in order to make this work, a compass or a map so that you can find north. There are ways to get around this, but if you have a compass or a map, and honestly on almost every cell phone, there is a maps app of one sort or another. It'll help you find north. So I took mine that I made outside, and I'm going to show you a picture of what that looked like. This photo looks like it was taken around 12:30, which isn't actually correct. It was taken at 1:30, but because of daylight savings time, we spring forward an hour, so we have to add 1 to whatever it tells us. Make sure when you're pointing north with this and when you're telling time with this to account for that. So, that kit is waiting for you here at the library this week. Have fun with it, tell time, and hopefully we'll have good enough weather to actually make it work. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.